welcome to another edition of Influences Podcast. Today we have Angela Churchill, aka Purple Saffire, back on the program, and I'm glad she's here. Angela Churchill, who is known as Purple Saffire, like I just said, is a producer of electronic music. She is also a guitarist, pianist, vocalist, and is also my co-producer for Influences Podcast. Purple Saffire began her music career at the tender age of 16, playing live concerts in Toronto, Ontario, in a rock band called Opposite Ends with a Z, where she later was commissioned for private parties, as well as exploring her classical career as organist and pianist at Lakeview Baptist Church in Mississauga, Ontario. In 2001, she began her career as a music producer, and it became her passion. She has been producing music ever since, creating her own tracks and experimenting with sound design. After completing her certification in sound therapy in 2021 with the Global Institute in California, Purple Saffire is currently creating sound designs to support sound healing and help others heal themselves through sound in music. She's also working on producing electronic music and this podcast. Angela, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Jason.
I guess it's not really a welcome back because you actually are in the program when you're producing it.
Yeah.
And I tasked you with the with the task of doing the raw edits this season. So yeah, did a great job, and I'm glad to have you on the program. So thanks for joining me on camera once again. So how have the last couple of years been as Purple Saffire?
Mm, good. They've been good. So, yeah, it's good. Next question. No, I'm
It.
kidding.
Take us on that journey,
Don't tell
Angela.
me. No, no. So, yeah, I've been producing like more tracks, right? And then just really focusing in on the sound healing stuff and working on that. I don't have as much time to work on it as I want, so that's really frustrating, but I do what I can, right? I was trying to release a track once a week and I was keeping up with that, but I fell off that. And it really isn't that I don't have enough tracks to do that, it's just I don't have enough time to do the releases. So
Yeah.
that's frustrating, but
Yeah, the release thing is actually a more difficult part, I find, even with the
yeah.
podcast, because as you know, I like to do the promos, and after you've done all the edits, and then like hype it up a bit before I release it. Yeah, you've put together some pretty cool tracks. One of my favorite tracks is The Back 50 or
Oh,
Back
really?
50. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks
I didn't know
that
that.
that you've done recently. Tell us how that came about.
Oh my gosh. That's a long time ago.
Is it?
When did I do that
I
one?
thought it was last year. It wasn't that long ago.
Back 50? No, that one's a while ago.
Oh,
That's
really?
that's before season one. Yeah.
All right, let's scratch that question then and
No,
move
no, it's
on.
cool because I think
That's
you
the
and I
one
were
that
talking
pops out in my head. That's the
because
one that pops out in my head.
like, does everybody know we went to high school together?
Oh,
Because that's
no,
a
I
high
don't think
school.
so.
Yeah, so
I
that
don't think so.
you and I were like texting or something, talking about something, and then you mentioned I was making fun of you for like Mr. Zawman, right?
Oh, Mr.
That was
Zawman.
yeah, because you were always like,
I thought that was an older track, the
yeah,
Zawman
that's an
thing.
older one too, but it's kind of around the same time. Like back 50 is not as old as that one. But we
Okay.
were talking about that, and that's how Mr. Zawman came to be. Because you were always like, "Yeah, man, let's go get some za." in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you were
Pizza
talking about
stole it.
you're like, "What about back 50?" And you had some other ones that you
Yeah,
talked.
was it Southern Gap then? That's the newer one?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Southern Gap is the new. That's
The
right.
Southern Gap. Yeah, because we had, so people are probably wondering what the heck
What the
is
hell are
all
they
this?
talking about?
So basically, just to give you guys an overview, a friend of mine, and you were friend with his sister, I think, at one point, John Hewitt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had geographical names for around the school that we went to, and the back of the school obviously was called the back 50, and the southern part of the school was called the Southern Gap, and that's where the students parked their cars back when we went to school. Um, there was also the Northern Gap that I haven't talked to you about yet,
Hmm.
but there's a Northern Gap too. And
That's where all
we
the
never.
druggies are.
What's that?
That's where all the druggies hung out. All the bad kids.
In the
They were
front of
there.
the school? No, that was the Southern Gap. That's where the
Was
smoking
it?
section. That's where the smoking section was, because that's where the students parked their
Oh, I thought that
cars.
was the front of the school. Maybe it's because I always just went in in the doors there.
Well, I went in the
Honestly,
front, the Northern Gap,
well, you remember I was
or
hardly
the
there,
teacher
so
parking lot. What's that?
you remember I was hardly there.
Yeah, I
So
remember
I
that.
don't know.
Anyway, so that's what we're talking about. And Angela, Purple Sapphire over here, created songs around that. And yeah, so I'm just answering
Back
the
50.
question for you.
Yeah, you recorded saying back 50 and then I kind of played around with that in my DAW and just put it in there. Like you're going back 50 through the whole song. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Southern Gap then. That's the newer one.
Yeah, that's the newer one. You're right.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that or no?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like Mr. Zawman came out of us talking and back 50 and then Southern Gap, right? So I
Yeah.
guess I'm gonna do a Northern Gap.
Yeah, Northern Gap's next. So stay
I
tuned
have
for it.
15 tracks right now. I counted them before we started this interview, and 15 untitled tracks. Like the title is tricky, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
maybe one of
Well,
them.
yeah.
Yeah,
You should just do all the 80s, 90s slang for each track.
yeah.
Just even the one you use, not necessarily the ones that I use with my friends.
But
But
you know what though? A lot of that slang is not politically correct anymore. So
well, yeah, you'd have to leave some of
mhm.
that out, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, we don't want to offend anyone here.
No.
We're all inclusive, all about equity, inclusivity here at Influences Podcast. So, yeah, so that's awesome. You got 15 tracks all ready to go. So, how about, like, what are you thinking about maybe a full length album then instead
I
of
thought
just a.
about that, and I think I tried that years ago, but I think with electronic music, albums don't do as well. And I've
Okay.
heard that across the board from other artists, right? That just releasing one track at a time is better for the listener than releasing an entire album. I don't know. Maybe I'll
Yeah, no.
experiment with that again.
That's really something I have never thought about because recently that's been the trend I've found. And if anyone releases something, it's usually an EP with 2 to 4, maybe 6 tracks. So yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. Okay, so any highlights you'd like to discuss over the last couple of years? Because you and I first spoke in 2023, and then it took almost a year
Was
to.
it? I thought it was 2022, wasn't it?
No, no, it was 2023 because
Like
that's
we
when.
first reconnected, you mean?
No, it was that the first interview. You were actually my
Oh,
series premiere
yeah,
opener.
yeah, I remember.
And then, but that interview was actually taped a year before it, or almost a year before it came out.
Right.
So there's been 2 years in there. It's 2025 right now in July,
It
end of
is.
July. Yeah, I like to say that because I don't know when this thing's coming out.
Right. It's
I'm
gonna be like
hoping this
you're like,
year.
wow, it's 2030 and this is just being released. because I'm
Well, I
slow
guess
with
that's what
edits.
happens. No, you're not slow. The computer might be, but not you. Anything you want to talk about in those last couple of years that are
Oh my
highlights?
gosh. I made some notes. So musically, it was really cool. So I don't know if people remember that first interview. We talked about how introverted I am, right?
I
And
remember that. Yep.
yeah, so the chances of me getting out to perform are like extremely low. So highlight was really cool when this amazing DJ did a set for of my work in Toronto, and I don't remember where it was, so you have to tell me.
No. Geary Warehouse, it was called. Geary Warehouse.
Cool.
Oh my
Nice.
God. Yes, it was great to play your set because not only, like you said that in that interview, that you've always wanted someone to play it. And
Yeah.
I thought, I'm not a huge trance guy, but I'm like, oh, I'll play it. And not only that, like the BPMs for each of the tracks were like, you really set it up nicely for me. So I didn't have to do all that much beat matching. And yeah, and I had people coming up to me after saying that was a great set.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, when those 15 tracks, maybe I'll go and do another one there, even though
Yeah,
maybe
cool.
I might become a trance DJ all of a sudden. You never know,
Yeah.
right? All right.
That's cool.
So that was the hugest highlight, eh? Or do
Yeah,
you have
well,
any
that's a
others?
big one, yeah. And then obviously working with you on this podcast, that's been a huge like commitment, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of work and a lot of collaborating and discussion between me and you, which that's really cool. Outside of that, I got my yoga teacher training
Hey,
certification. So I'm a yoga teacher now.
congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I did that through Jonathan Fitzgordon. So
Right.
shout out to him and his business, just amazing. So he really focuses on posture,
Yeah.
like and anatomy. So I'm already a geek that way. It's really cool. I know way more anatomy now and just how the body works. And if you have pain in your body, I can figure it out and give you exercises for that. Like it was a yoga teacher training, but he also taught all of that stuff, which was so cool. And I'm continuing to study with him and
Oh,
working
that's
on
great.
myself too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm
So,
incorporating that in my sound healing.
oh,
Yeah.
there
So it's
we
really
go.
cool doing sound movement and stuff.
Yeah, I think one of my questions is how's the sound healing going? So I'll just ask it now.
It's going good. Oh, it's going really well. So I've been doing a lot of sound journeys, like sound baths here in Guelph, and then I'm collaborating with a psychic medium, and she's also a Reiki practitioner, like I am, and in Mount Forest. So we're working together and doing workshops and stuff. It's really cool. Like she does like these group readings and then she sends Reiki while I'm doing the sound bath with the crystal bowls and all of that stuff. And then I'm
So,
doing tuning forks. Like I can put tuning forks on your body and help recalibrate your spine, which is
yeah,
really cool. I don't know if I told you about voice analysis either, did I?
no,
Super basically, like people think it's singing, right? Because voice analysis, but you just talk into a microphone and then my software analyzes the notes in your voice and each note correlates with a system in the body and
okay,
it'll show if it's weak or too strong. So for example, a lot of women, their C, middle C or their middle C will be too low and that correlates with the thyroid. So if their thyroid's not functioning, then that'll show up as too low and then I would give them sound medicine to work with that and stuff like that. It's really cool.
that does sound really cool. So I already told you about one of my favorite tracks or a couple of my favorite tracks that you produce as Purple Sapphire, but there were quite a few tracks that you put out over the last couple of years. Can you name a couple of your faves and why those were your faves? Maybe three tracks.
Sure. One is like an older one, Amethyst. Uh, it's really cool. It starts off with piano, and when I show people, like listen to this track, they're like, "Ooh, that sounds really cool." And then it totally just kind of twists it into this horribleness, and it gets really creepy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that one I recorded initially. I recorded it live. Gosh, maybe 8 years ago, something like that. But I was never
Okay.
really happy with it. I don't know, I'm really picky, right? So there was like
Yeah.
little parts of it I didn't like. So I took that and I just redid the whole song and kind of did a combination of recording it live and working in the DAW. And then I re-released it last
Okay.
year. I think last year I re-released it.
Yeah, I know it's a really good track. I think I played it as one of the
Yeah, I think you
tracks
did.
at Geary because I like the way it kicks in. Any others that kind of pop
Yeah,
up?
so similar one would be Endless Ocean. Not similar in the style. I like it because it's so different from everything else I've done. And
Right.
I did similar in that I recorded it live, but I didn't like it. There were parts
Okay.
that I didn't like, so then I redid the entire thing. I even took out some parts and added parts in and stuff like that, and just re-released it yeah, last year. I think it was last year.
So
Yeah.
I want to move over to the podcast now.
Okay.
And I mean, my original question to you was how did that come about? But it seems a little silly. So you've been talking about using DAW, and I just wanted to maybe change that question. You've been helping me produce the show, and there's things that you do that I don't feel that I can do. So could you tell us how you actually produce Influences podcast?
No.
Okay, then don't.
No, I'm
That's
kidding.
fine. How did that come about then that I asked you to do the show?
I'm
Go
just
back to the
joking. I'm
original.
joking.
Yeah, yeah.
Right away, I thought about like my grandmother's recipe for biscuits, how nobody's allowed to have the recipe. No, I don't know. It's just I do use my DAW. I use Logic Pro. I have Ableton too, but I rely more on Logic. So for our sound stuff, I don't always use it for every interview, but sometimes we need it, right? So I will just take the sound part into Logic and adjust what needs to be adjusted, right?
Okay.
And then the video, of course, then you got to kind of put it back and get it to match
Yeah.
with the intro and the outro. And yeah, it's pretty much what I do. And then I'll insert pictures and whatever. You help me find that stuff, which is
Yeah.
awesome. It's so
But
time consuming too, right?
you put together the intro and the outro music
Yeah.
because at the time I was worried about copyright infringement.
Yes. I remember.
So can you tell everyone like what you did to make sure that we didn't, we didn't skate over copyright infringement at all? Like what did you do to put together that music?
Oh, I created it. That's it. So the copyright, I guess technically would lie with me, but I mean it's yours, right? So
Right.
yeah, I created that. So, you can use like copyright free loops and stuff like that, which I did use those, and then I made some loops, and then there's even you saying influences, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I got you to do that, and yeah, just kind of put it together in Logic. It wasn't the first. I don't know if you remember. It wasn't the first cut,
Outro.
right? Because I
Yeah.
was trying to understand what exactly you were looking for, and that's been kind of a challenge for us too, right? But
Yeah.
given our history in high school, because you and I worked on projects together before, right? So we have
Yeah.
an understanding of how each other thinks,
Right.
which I think is really important when you're working with someone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That
So
did help. So to all you students out there,
yeah,
sure you get someone who you can work with, not that's just your friend.
yeah, that's true,
Um,
right? You got to work with somebody that you're comfortable with and friends with, and that you know you can work well with. Because I think too, when you're friends with somebody, like that friend can kind of be slacking, right?
yeah. Yeah.
And kind of fall off. But and even trust, right? Like you trusting me to be on time, which I know, sorry, I'm not always on time, but and then me trusting you just to make sure that everything is like together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really
Absolutely.
important.
No, I think we work well together, and I'm glad that's carried through over the years because it's been quite a number of years.
Oh yeah.
So obviously you like helping me out, and I want to know, why do you like producing Influences podcast?
Why do I like producing it?
Yeah, I
It's
mean it's
just, bringing that to everybody. Like just all of the talent that you've interviewed and I don't think a lot of people know enough about electronic music. And like I think it's more popular in Europe, right?
yeah,
And Japan and stuff. I have a lot of listeners outside of North America, but
yeah,
I think it's really important to just bring that to show everybody like, hey, this is a genre on its own and it's not garbage, where a lot of people think, oh, well, it's all computerized or whatever. But it takes a lot of
yeah.
skill and talent to put that together. Not everybody can do it. Even
No.
DJing is the same, it's very similar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because it's not just loading up a program if you want to do it right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, which interviews did you like editing the most and why?
Okay. So, first person that came to mind was DJ Wheels. He was
Okay,
just amazing. Like just such an amazing person, and his personality, just a beautiful person, right? And just
absolutely.
he's just so committed to music and bringing it to people and making people happy. Like that was just in him, right? Just part, like, well, I was gonna say part of who he is, but that is who he is, right?
Yeah.
So him for sure. Booba
Yeah.
Brothers.
Booba Brothers, man.
Booba
Come on.
Brothers. It was a hard edit. Like that, I think that
Yeah.
was the longest edit we did.
Yeah.
Just not anything on his end. It's just kind of a lot of technical issues, right? So,
Yeah.
and trying to save the interview, and I think we did it. Like it was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
It was a
But
great interview. Yeah.
yeah, it was great. And just, I guess I spent so much time listening to him talk. Like, wow, he's an amazing person too, and just so generous. Like, it was his generosity that really hit me. I did listen to his music, of course, which is amazing. And couple that with his generosity and huge heart, like, he'd do anything for anybody he didn't even know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
how I got to know them.
Yeah.
What DJ Wheels talked about them and how they helped him out. And when you talk to the guy, he's like, it's just something you do, man. He didn't think anything to it,
Yeah.
you know. Okay.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. And then there was one more,
Okay, one more.
was yours with
I'll
Tatiana,
go with my
right?
with my daughter,
Yeah.
Tatiana. Yeah.
She is such, I mean, of course, you're amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
He was such an amazing interviewer.
I know.
Like she's
Yeah.
just naturally gifted with that. Like, she's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Chip off
Yeah.
the old block, eh?
Yeah. He was
Yeah, that
great.
was one of my faves too,
Hmm.
for obvious reasons. But yeah. But yeah, we got another season coming up with some great interviews. So yeah,
Yeah.
should be great. How is producing Influences podcast different than producing Purple Sapphire's music? How's it different?
That's a big question. Hard question because it's more similar than different, right?
Well, okay.
Yeah. But I
I
guess the
thought it
difference
was
is
different, so
the
that's
video,
interesting.
right? The video part, and then trying to match the, like, say, I totally take whatever you send me, I just rip it apart and then I put it back together again.
Yeah.
So getting the audio to match the video and all of that, I don't have to do that with Purple Sapphire at all because I don't really show my face.
No. Well, you don't show your face either. Just now, you're showing your
Yeah,
face.
yeah, that's
So
true.
I know
But I
this
mean,
is
like,
gonna
there's
be
no audio of me talking, and then I have to like edit
no,
and
no,
stuff,
no.
right? So that's what I mean. But like, that's different, and it was a big learning curve for me, but I totally got it down now. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's pro. Okay. So I didn't ask you this in the first interview. I'm almost positive I didn't. Who are your influences in music?
oh, That's a hard question because I love all music. I love all genres, everything. So like, and I wrote down Chopin
Yeah.
because classically trained, even though it's not technically classical, but Chopin, Beethoven, Mozart, all those guys, and then you combine those with Metallica
Yeah.
and Ozzy and Kenny Rogers, like
Yeah.
everything, everything. But for electronic music, I really, really am influenced by Liquid Stranger and
Yeah.
um, Space Jesus. They do this song called or a track called Dragon Hawks.
Okay.
I am so in love with that track. And then Zed's Dead. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're a duo in Toronto, and I'm obsessed with their music too. It's just awesome.
There we go. A few more people to interview, maybe.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, cool. Last question. How do you feel that you are an influence on electronic music?
See, I don't, but then that's what everybody says.
Well, I think the question speaks to what do you think you bring to it?
Yeah.
It's not like how popular you are or how
Yeah.
many followers you have. It's how do you
Yeah.
influence it that way?
Yeah. I think with the sound therapy, because I know specific frequencies will heal you, right? Like if you've got a headache, I can match the frequency and put it in a song for you and you listen to it and your headache's gone. So
Nice.
that kind of
That's
stuff, yeah, with
there
the
you go.
frequencies and the songs.
Awesome. Angela, I am so glad we get to work on this together and keep in touch. I think you're
Great.
brilliant at what you do. I think you're hugely talented as well. And thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being my producer, being on the show, and doing this interview with me once again on
Well, thank you,
influences.
Jason. I
Yeah.
love doing it. Yeah, it's amazing working with you again.
All right, guys. Angela Churchill, aka Purple Sapphire. Check her out. Influences podcast. Peace. She just waved. You have been watching and listening to Influences Podcast. Influences Podcast is written, produced, and hosted by yours truly, Jason Harrischuk. Also produced by Angela Churchill, aka Purple Sapphire. My social media consultant is Christina Laukinen, also known as My Girl Tuesday. Check out Influences Podcast on Instagram at influences_podcast. That's influences_podcast. Thanks for watching and listening.